All right, everybody, we're going to go through knife safety and some cuts today. First thing you want to do is make sure that you have a damp towel to put underneath your cutting board. This can be done with a paper towel, could be done with a regular towel, but just something wet. It secures the cutting board to the table. The second thing you want to do is make sure that you have cleaned and peeled your potatoes. This is how you would do it in culinary school. These are red potatoes, larger red potatoes. Typically you'd be doing this with a baker potato because your blocks are bigger. But we're gonna do it with a red potato because some of you will be getting these red potatoes from me. We're gonna do a carrot as well, it's peeled. And then we're gonna do an onion too. And I'm also gonna show you how to do it without peeling. Typically this is how I do it because I like to use the outside cuts for fries, and I like the skin on fry, or at least partially have a skin on fry, so we're gonna do it that way as well. Okay, we're gonna start with a clean knife. This is a chef's knife. It's an 8-inch chef's knife. Whatever size that you have at home is fine. I wouldn't go more than 8 inches. A 10-inch or 12-inch is kind of hard to handle. They're a whole lot bigger and they're really just unnecessary. But we're going to start with this. Let's talk about the grip. So what you want to do is you want to hold the knife with the inside of your, in between your thumb and your pointer finger, right over the metal part of the knife, right where the blade starts. Okay, you're going to wrap your fingers under. You can put a thumb on top, or you can rest the thumb on the inside, which is how I do it, on the inside of the knife. Maybe this would be easier to look at. This way you have a good grip on your knife. When you've got your other hand is going to be your guiding hand, and you want to make sure that you keep your fingers out of the way, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It's like a claw grip is what you're going to do. So let's start. I want to clean this onion. So I'm going to cut really close to the end on the root side, and then I'm going to cut right through. Your sharp knife just goes right through. Save all of the clippings because you can put this in your compost. Okay, we're going to cut this right in half, and what we're going to do is a downward and forward motion. We're going to clean off the peel. This is part of our pre-prep, or our mise en place, so to speak, when we're doing when we're working in a restaurant. So we're going to do two different cuts here. So we're going to use half of this for a Julienne, okay? And a Julienne is 1/4 inch thick, and typically it's a 2 inch by 1/4 inch when you're doing another kind of vegetable. With an onion, I would say just do the whole onion. We're going to do the whole onion Julienne. So we're going to take it from the top side, not the root side. The root side is going to stay together. We're going to start from the top side. Okay, you're going to do your claw grip on the onion. It's going to hold the onion to the table and keep it secure. You're going to find your knuckle here. You're going to push your knuckle up against the knife, find a 1/4 inch, and just slide down. Same thing, 1/4 inch. We're going to slide down. Move the onion, move your hand. Do not try to make a cut while you have your hand moving or you're readjusting. Wait until you've readjusted. Always keeping your knuckles under. This is what you end up with. You end up with a nice, even cut. They're all the same width or very similar cut. That is your Julienne. Now we're going to do a dice. Dice is a little more complicated, but it's not very hard. Same thing, we're going to start with the top side. The root side is going to be on the back. Okay. First thing we're going to do is as you can see, you see kind of the curve of the onion. You're going to take your knife in 1/4 inch, since we're doing julienne and small dice. We're going to make a cut, but we're not going to go all the way through the back side. We're going to go 1/4 inch, claw hand with your knuckle against the knife to keep the knife from touching your or from cutting your hand. Same thing, almost all the way to the end. We're going to kind of pull it back towards us on this cut. We're going to go forward to pierce the vegetable and then come back. Claw. You can do this once you get to like the onion's hard to hold on to, especially with a glove. So just hold it like this. Same thing. Cuts like that. Okay. Then we're going to do 2 cuts through the onion this way, not going all the way through, just barely through. Okay. This is going to help us get our 1/4 inch. You want to kind of hold the onion together and go underneath your fingers. Do not go all the way through. Then when we cut our 1/4 inch this way, so we're going opposite. Remember, keep your fingers under and your knuckle against the blade. That guides the blade. And go slow, you don't have to go fast. Then you end up with a more even dice of the onion. It is possible to take these julienne slices of an onion. Make sure your blade is staying away from you. It is possible to take these pieces here to make a dice, but just think about if you had to take this whole stack of onion to do a dice. You don't want to do that. Now the other vegetables, we will do that, and I'm going to show you that now. We're going to take one of these potatoes. Now these are wet, and they're going to be slippery because we've got them in cold water to keep them from oxidizing. So we're going to flip it over, and we're going to take off the bottom, just a thin layer off the bottom, just to give us a flat surface to work with, right? We've got a piece here that we're going to cut in a second. We'll use that. That's extras. We can use that for soup, or we can use it for French fries, whatever we like. So the key here is to block this off into a rectangle block. So I'm going to cut right here. You can kind of see the rounded edge, right? And we want to square off the rounded edge. So I'm going to make one cut, about 1/2 inch, and you're starting to see that we're starting to square this off, right? Be careful. Always keep the blade away from you. Now I'm going to go to the top side. Same thing. Just cut the rounded part off. Go to the other side. Same thing. Cut the rounded part off. And then to the top. We're just cutting the rounded side off. Now we're going to flip it over, because right now we've got a rectangle happening, but we still have this one side that is rounded. So we're going to cut off that last side. And you want to try to make this as square as possible. Potatoes like to stick to the knife, so be careful. So now we have a rectangle piece. Now remember, julienne and small dice are both 1/4 inch. Now a julienne is a 2 inch by 1/4 inch, so we have about 2 inches of potato here. So these red potatoes are working fine for what we're doing with this project. So we're going to do, again, a 1/4 inch. Now you could set a ruler in front of you if you wanted to, and kind of start getting used to the 1/4 inch size. When you get to a brunoise, you're talking an 1/8 of an inch, and chiffonades like a 1/16 of an inch. So that just gets a little thinner. Medium dice is about 5/8, I believe. And then a large dice is about 3/4 of an inch. So the 1/4 inch is going to be the most common that you're going to use. So you're going to claw hand, put the knife on the potato with your knuckle against the blade, and you're just going to go straight down. Slide that off. Okay, same thing. Kind of slide it forward and then straight down. Just a simple cut. 1/4 inch. these are our planks. So when I say plank, we've got these 1/4 inch planks, okay? You can stack them. I would just stack 2 at a time. Now what we're gonna do is do a 1/4 inch sticks, which these are gonna be Julienne. So 1/4 inch, try to keep it as square as possible. If you're wearing gloves, just watch out for the glove to get under the knife. You gotta be careful with that, or you're gonna have gloves in your Julienne. 1/4 inch, knuckles under, or your fingertips under and your knuckle against the blade, just to keep yourself from cutting yourself. Same thing. You're just going to slide the knife forward. If you have a sharp knife, it's going to be very easy, and the knife will slide fine. So now we have sticks, or Julienne. So these are like fries. You could use these for French fries. These are, you know, in a French restaurant, these are like perfect fries. You're not going to see that in the normal restaurant. They're going to just take a whole potato and cut it, and you're going to have some rounded sides, but these are all square. Now what you do is you take these. So you're going to take a picture of the block. You're going to take a picture of the planks. You're going to take a picture of the Julienne, so the fries, right? And then you're going to take these Julienne, just a few at a time. You don't need to overdo it. You'll get better with your knife. You're going to put it on the table in front of you. You're going to have them completely square. Square meaning that they are all even. You can put the knife down and push them against the knife. Claw hand, and you're going to do a 1/4 inch cut. Same thing. Move your hand back as you get closer to it. 1/4 inch. So now you have a 1/4 inch dice, and you will take a picture of this as well. Now this is good for a soup, for some vegetables, ratatouille, good for ratatouille, but mainly like for soups. So there's your Julienne. Same thing, take the rest of these, you'll stack them, try to stack them as even as you can. Again, you could use the knife to make them even. Claw hand, knuckle against the knife, 1/4 inch. Slide it forward. Remember, I want you to go slow. Don't go fast with these. If they start to fall over like this, that's fine. Don't try to cut it, because what you're going to end up doing is you're going to end up cutting yourself. So I want you to be careful. Now with these rounded pieces, you could still use these as well. They're all going to be about the same thickness. So all you have to do is just cut fries out of it. You can do a 1/4 inch like that. You could do a 1/2 inch. You know, you could have some bigger pieces, or you could cut smaller pieces, however you like. And then you can use these for home cut French fries. Yeah, those are nice. Remember though, you're gonna have to put these in water. So you need to have a container to put these in water, all right? So those are your potatoes. I'm just gonna leave them out here on the table for you. Actually, I've already cut all the Julienne, so we're good there. If you want to use a whole potato with the skin on, it'll be the same process, although you need to make sure that you clean it because you're going to be eating the skins. You need to clean the other ones as well, but it's the same process. We're going to take the one side, so this is a little thinner than this, so we're going to cut, we want the thick side out, so we're going to take a little bit off the bottom, about a 1/4 inch off the bottom. We're just rounding these, okay? I'm gonna do the ends first on this one. And then I'm gonna do the sides. Remember, we're blocking this. You could do it either way. You do not have to peel it if you don't want. Like I said, I like to make my fries this way because of the skin. I like to have the skin on. You can see that we have some skin left, so we're going to try to cut that off a little bit. So our blocks are going to get a little smaller, but that's okay. We just want to make sure that we have a completely clean potato for this, and just make sure that it's, nobody's perfect. I'm not even doing a very good job getting that completely square, but there you go. You have your block, so you'll take a picture of the block. Then you're gonna, same thing, claw hand, knuckle against the blade. You're gonna do a 1/4 inch. You can use a ruler if you like. Slide the knife forward, and it will go, if it's sharp enough, it will go right through the knife. Be careful not to cut yourself. So you're gonna take a picture of the plank. If you want to, you could just set them out on the table like this, snap a picture. Now we're gonna put them back together. We're gonna do our Julienne, claw hand, 1/4 inch with our knuckle against the blade. The knuckle guides us and keeps us from cutting too close to our hand, too close to our fingers. Get these all cut, and then you're gonna take a picture of the Julienne. Remember, 1/4 inch. If you have a ruler at home, I suggest using a ruler just so you can, and actually putting the ruler down by the cut so I can see that you're 1/4 inch. Okay? So you'll take a picture of these. You'll just lay them on the table, same thing. And then do the dice. Square it off, 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch with your knuckles under your hand, and then you'll take a picture of that. Okay? You'll take a picture of this. Now for a carrot, it's very similar, but you got this long carrot, so we're gonna cut it into sections, right? So we're gonna cut the top off first. It'll be the same process. Put your knife on, slide it forward, it cuts right through it, okay? And then we want to cut these into manageable sections. Same thing, we're going to cut the bottom off, just cut a sliver off the bottom so you can get a flat edge. We're going to go around and just square it off. Save those, you can put those in a salad. Now you've got your block, so you'll take a picture of that. Then what you'll do is you'll find the side that you want to cut first, 1/4 inch claw hand, knuckle against the blade. This one I'm going to get, you see how that fell over. Really need to make sure that you get a good grip, make sure that it doesn't slide out from underneath you, okay? You can see how I hold my knife. I've got one thumb on one side of the blade, my finger on the other side of the blade, and I've got it tucked up under against the knife with my hand on the grip. Then you'll take these, I would just do these one at a time, and you're going to Julienne these. I'm going to get about 2 cuts. So you have the Julienne, which is good for stir fry, right? You'll take a picture of these Julienne pieces. Take a picture of that. You have the dice, which is good for like peas and carrots. You know, if you get frozen peas and carrots, you'll see the carrots are cut like this. Claw hand, hold the carrots down. On this, you could come back just a little bit, and you don't really have to have your knife or your knuckles against the knife. You can if you want, and just continually move your hand down the carrots, right? Then you'll take a picture of these diced carrots. And that's it. That is all you have to do. Just make sure that you stay safe. Make sure that you hold your knife properly. You have a good grip on your knife. If you don't have a good grip, the knife can slip out of your hand. Make sure your knife is sharp, because if the blade's not sharp, it can slip off the product, and it can cut your finger as well. And make sure you have claw grip with your knuckles against the blade. That way you're guiding the blade and you're keeping it off the fingertips. If someone walks in the room while you're cutting, put the knife down with the blade away from you, and talk to them. Don't try to cut while someone's talking to you. I've done this before where I turned while I was cutting and I'm good, and I cut the tip of my finger off. So make sure that you don't do that. Knives are very sharp and very dangerous, and you can hurt yourself. But I can't wait to see your submissions. I want to see these pictures, and I hope you get some great practice. Talk to you later.